Morning everybody. Well, it's nice breezy cold day today. I've just woken up, but I've been having a patchy night's sleep since about 4 o'clock this morning. It was nice and thundery outside, so yeah, the clouds that you guys saw yesterday was rolling in for a really good night thunderstorm. But the beauty of it was that it was more out to sea, but we couldn't, I tried taking sort of pictures or looking at it and noticed that it was going to be quite dark, didn't show the reflection properly. But yeah, as you can see out there were the thunder lights and bolting, and then by the time that the rain came over and chucked it, some of the roofs you'll notice will have still the remains of the rain that came in 6 o'clock this morning and 7. The weather is supposed to be about 18 degrees. The rain, when it rains here in Malta, it chucks it. There's no such thing as drizzle. Well, not that I've seen anyway, but if it goes anything by Egypt and Alexandria, which is on the other side of the coast of the Mediterranean Sea, that's how it rains. When you tell them it's drizzling, they'll be like, what's a drizzle? It's either proper rain that you take cover, and it's what we call cats and dogs, or that's it. There is no such thing as a drizzle or variations. So anyway, I'm feeling a bit achy with my legs after falling on the bus. I was trying to attempt to get on it yesterday. So, and the hubby's back hurts because he didn't park at the curb and lower it. He didn't notice the gentleman, bless him. He did apologise profoundly, and that's one of the things I love about the Maltese here. He was apologising so much for not doing it, and then after he noticed that we were both exactly not the best of joints, and sort of, we may look young, but there's a lot of disabilities that are hidden. So yes, with the husband with his back and sort of, the previous cancer sort of thing, and the scare and the deal with it and the chemo and stuff, it has drained our bodies quite immensely. And we aren't spring chickens as much as we'd like to, and probably sometimes believe in our head. So yes, I'm feeling a bit achy and bruised. By the way, I've had a few people who've asked me how my swelling has come and how my health generally is here. Lots of difference. It has gone down, and not substantially, so that's why I haven't really taken another picture just to show you it. It hurts, but I have a feeling it's probably going to be water retention, something to do with the heart. When you press it, it sort of dents in and the colour changes to pale. So yes, that's something that I'll probably have to look at when I get back, but in comparison, since I've been here, the swelling has gone down. The socks doesn't dent in and leave a mark on my ankles. But the aches have reduced. I'm still taking the painkillers just to avoid it. Stress does trigger off some of it. But I'm not feeling that much stress. There's a lot of things that aren't causing too much stress. It's so laid back. People are... another thing that we've noticed here is the school runs, there are none. Public schools here are running like the American system. They pick you up from the local buses, part of it, they pick you up. So I don't really feel any traffic, I can understand why people are so laid back. Their traffic jam is like what's equivalent to us between 9 and 10, for example, or 8 and 10 in the UK, and it's like crawling. Over there it would be like 10 minutes, and then boom, empty, and you're just like, well, you call that traffic? So yeah, I can understand why everything is just a little bit laid back. But anyway, it's time to go for breakfast. Another thing that I've noticed, and I'm upset with myself, that's recently I've noticed out here, my eating appetite. I can understand why I am losing weight now. My appetite is pretty much gone. I can eat for breakfast and lunch, but not the same appetite as I had before. So we've been paid here at the hotel for half board, which is buffet breakfast and dinner. Come dinner time, I'm not really hungry and I feel physically sick, so whatever they provide, everything just makes me want to puke. And I don't have alcohol or a certain variety, so when I was asking, and I had to run around trying to look for the head chef yesterday, or just tell them, they kept saying, are you pregnant? No, I'm not. It's just like, where do I start to explain? All I have to explain is, I've got allergy problems, I've got dietary requirements. So bless him, hats off to Paradise Bay after this. I was a bit vexed at the beginning, but my anger was more on the food and what they're not providing and stuff like that. And then I noticed that's me. It's nothing to do with the hotel or anything. And the head chef, they've got two, because they've got more than one kitchen. there's a head chef for different ones. So because they're doing refurbishment, the kitchen that deals with the buffet and the open sort of they've got is where they're doing the restaurant that's being under refurbishment. So they bring it out and share the other sort of hall. So obviously when I'm asking the waiters, they're like, we're new, we don't know. When they ask the head chef, they're confusing the head chef for the other restaurant that does a la carte menu and not the sort of half-board sort of menus. So when I spoke to the reception, I was getting a little bit vexed and frustrated, more like it. So when they went and spoke to them, I was like, oh, wasn't aware of that. And the lady was really trying to help as much as possible. And I've got to give a hats off to her. She went storming to speak to the head chef, and I'm like, please don't make a problem. When I started noticing that I am the problem, not them, she went off and he came out and he was writing notes and he was so polite. He's quite a young, I mean, for me, I thought a head chef a lot older than this. He's not young, but for a head chef in the UK, you expect them to have a lot more experience under the belt. But oh my God, was he informative, and he sat down and went through the menu, and he was like coming out every 5 minutes just to check, and then went round. So they take comments on board. But then again, this is a 4-star hotel, and I'm amazed with the 4-star on there. I mean, there's certain little bits and pieces that would make it 5-star, but for a 4-star, they've outbeaten it. If there's 4.5-star, I'd give it to them. So yeah, that's me in the morning and my rant and how I felt with yesterday evening. But the only other thing that probably would knock it down to 4-star is their Wi-Fi. It keeps knocking down. It cuts off from the internet. So I couldn't upload my episode 3 yesterday, so I've done that this morning from the comfort of the room. They did fix it for a small amount of time yesterday, but we're going to have to mention it again. And we weren't the only ones that mentioned when I was down there yesterday evening and mentioned that we're not getting signals for the Wi-Fi up to the room. There were other people on different various floors saying the same issue. But I'm sure they're going to tweak it. Knowing at the staff at how well they're trying, that's all that outwins for me. So yeah, as much as this place is in a chilled back area, there are minor teething problems, but you know what? I'm sure they're going to work through it, and it'll get there eventually. Anyway, that's it for us. I'm not sure what we're going to be doing for the rest of the day with the weather. We're going to have to read Jake about things. But at the moment, we're going to go and have some breakfast and get some more drinks and stuff like that. Drinks as in sort of tea, coffee and water. That's what I define drinks. Just in case anybody starts thinking we're, those kind of people at this kind of day, time of morning. Anyway, love you all. Speak to you later. Bye. Hi everybody, well, we're sitting in the lobby of the reception at the moment. What's going to happen is that I had a bit of a flare up this morning and I was really tired. But after breakfast, I went back into the hotel room. I doped up with more extra. I just feel really, really shattered and tired. Feel like I'm dragging myself, but it's not fair. We're here, yeah, it's just not fair to be going around. The Wi-Fi isn't the best, so hubby dear can't occupy himself of that, so I kind of pulled myself together. We're going to take things slowly and just jump on a bus to a new area, try and check it out. We're not going to be able to do the tour today of the sightseeing one, but at least we get to know where the main bus is, or when I'm up for it, and be able to sort of take it. So the area we're going to today is Bugibba. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. But yeah, bus stop. The bus should be arriving in about 5-10 minutes. So good thing about Google Maps that it lets us know what times are. So we're going to slowly stroll over there now and see what we can find in the area. Well, we're on the bus journey to Bugibba. Was easy to get on. Stood at the curb, and we're just sitting at the back enjoying the view really on the way there. Yeah, I'm not sure where we are at the moment, but we're still in Malta area, but at the back. According to the bus stop, it's called Reserva. We're in an area called Reserva in Malta. You know, we went to the high street yesterday of it.
Oh, yeah. But is this St. Paul's Way?
No, Malta.
Yeah.
Bugibba is a part of or a district in St. Paul's Bay, apparently, where we're going. So it's quite a bit of distance away. And it has it's one with nightlife and stuff, which we're not really that much into.
my definition of nightlife is a nice cup of tea, a smoke, and look out at the sea.
Yeah, I think we're getting old.
And I listen to Show Body on YouTube.
Which means random poop. Again, roads are absolutely empty. As you can see, nobody stopped at the previous bus stop unless somebody had pressed it because it's a request. So I think you get the idea of the routes down here, very laid back, very chilled. Schools are in progress. We're just taking things easy and enjoying the views, really. Right, I better keep it short and sweet. Oh, one thing that I did notice when we were crossing, which I will record next time. When we crossed here, one thing that I noticed was really good for the disabled. You know, the pelican crossing for pedestrians. In England, you get the button that you've got to press in, and when it's cold, it doesn't help those with arthritis. Here, it's a touch screen, so you don't have to press anything. It's huge, so you can do it with the palm of your hands. And with my Reynolds, it was perfect because I don't have to use the tips at all. It was a touch screen, very soft, very easy. It picked it up with my gloves on. And then it basically rang for those that are hard of hearing and were able to cross. So it was absolutely, I prefer it by miles, basically. Tone, just remind me to show that next time we're coming to cross, because I think it's something worthwhile having a look at. So, you know, for those with disabilities, it was something very simple but very worthwhile. But anyway, I shall sign out now and enjoy the rest of the view. You get a rough idea on the views that we're getting until we get there. Well, we're coming to the countryside views of the routes. The sun's getting warm now as well. We're still in the district of Maliha, but on the outskirts. Love the amount of limestones. There is a natural beauty down here, isn't it? Yeah, this is all apparently the countryside. And the allotments. Very different to what we've got. Well, we've just entered St. Paul's Bay. Noah just said that we were on the outskirts of Maliha. And Bugibba is part of the district inside, even though it's an own big area of its own, it still sits in St. Paul's Bay. My understanding, I might be wrong. But yeah, welcome to St. Paul's Bay. For us, we're getting off at the last stop. Oh yeah, plastics.
No, they're people who've put lobster pots and stuff down there, so the boys are represented.
Okay.
And you'll get little boats come out. Each one of those is coloured. Yeah, fishermen. They put things like lobster pots and stuff down.
Okay. So it's probably part of the harbour, but they're all out fishing and doing other things.
Yeah. A lot of lobster pots, like.
Yeah, no.
obviously during the summer months you've got people's like private boats and stuff. But you see 2 fishing trawlers there.
We're
Bringing
close
in
to the
their nets.
harbour as well, aren't we?
Yeah.
Colourful boats. Hi everybody, I think I should really invest in getting a prescription sunglasses because it's hurting my eyes, and with the eye system of mine it's really dry. I get drops with the lupus. I can't wear contact lenses, so I just feel like I'm aging my skin already. Right, anyway, back to where I was recording. We've arrived at Bugibba where we wanted to get off, and we found a shop that sells games, as in computer games, supposedly retro. So we're going to go and see it. It literally is on the other side of the road. The whole reason we were coming here was to look at and see, well, when we come to plan in Bugibba, opposite Topaz Hotel, there was supposed to be stop number 1 for the sightseeing. We're probably going to go and look at that, but the fact that we saw that shop and it's open, we're going to go there because we have a geeky husband who is proud to be, and a wife who's proud to have a geeky husband. I just hope it has something worthwhile between us, because that would make the trip a little bit more worthwhile for him, or at least you know, make contact. So what we'll do, I got off at the side just a little bit, just to sort of, the pavements are a bit narrow. Disability wise, people with wheelchairs and sticks, it would be best by car. They do cater for that in the crossing. However, you'll see in a minute, this is actually super wide, the road, and it will take 2, maybe 3 people, but that is the widest you'll get. So yes, disability wise and all that, you will get people that are on cars will probably be better in the blue badge, and on buses, but to walk, forget it. It's definitely not worthwhile for somebody who's on a wheelchair, etc. Or possibly when you're having a flare up and need the sticks, in like both our case. But yeah, you can see this is the widest, and I'm like super happy of the roads. Sorry, not roads, pedestrian sort of little paved area. Right, and now we're walking back towards the shop, so I will keep you posted. I'm not sure if we're allowed to record there or not, but if I can do that, I'll show you, and hopefully we'll keep you posted on. Well, yeah, I guess we could show you it from the outside, and hopefully if they have anything, they'll let us know. Right, that's the shop that we're going to attempt to, but the question is now, we're wondering, with the mental drivings that you have around here, how to cross. Right. Oh, there's a zebra crossing over there, perfect. And that's the shop that we're going to get into. Right, we've just come out of the shop, and your review?
If you want modern stuff, it's not too bad, but if you want anything remotely retro or pre-PS, which stands for, in my definition, pre-PlayStation, anything that came out for PlayStation 1, cartridge-based gaming such as Mega Drive, Super Nintendo, anything like that, you've got no chance whatsoever.
Yeah, I mean, for somebody who isn't aware of me, I asked him, first question, do you have any Neo Geo games? He went, what are those? That was enough.
Yeah.
And I'm not a geek. Anyway.
Price-wise, you're looking at about €10 more than what you pay in England. For instance, you've got a game called My Hero 1 Justice, which is essentially a game of My Hero Academia for Nintendo Switch. Normally in England it retails for about anything up to about £45. Here they wanted €75 for it, which is ridiculous. But oh well, it was worth a try.
Yeah.
But I'm not disappointed. I was kind of expecting it, because the retro gaming market is highly competitive, very rare to find, and at the end of the day we're on an island called Malta, so
which is an upcoming island, and everything is modern. So yeah, just to show you, the shop that we turned up to was that shop right up there called Game Breaker. Yeah, they're online as well, which is quite good if you are into the stuff that you've got and all the...
It's not a bad shop, it's just not my kind of shop.
Anyway, up and going, we're gonna continue looking around Bugibba and see. We've noticed that everybody coming off the bus is going in that direction, so we're gonna go that way. Well, we figured out where all the crowd's walking to. It's the National Aquarium. I'm thirsty, so chances are we're going to get something to drink and see if it's worth going in there or not. But if not, it's a nice stroll near the corniche, and they've even got a little play area, which that's probably more for my liking if they're allowing me to be in there. Anyway, let's go get something to drink. Hi everybody, well we've just come back from going outside and trekking it again like locals. It's Friday today, so we decided to venture out to the only mosque in Malta, which was built by Muammar Gaddafi from Libya when he was around. He built the first stone, or laid the first stone, in 1978. When they signed, they, as in Malta and Libya, the friendly co-federation sort of, treaty or signed documents. He then funded it, the mosque, which got completed in 1984. Purely for the fact that there was a Libyan that moved back in that days, and he was the only Muslim here at that stage, and had nowhere to go to pray. So, but when we went there, I was so excited to go and just see it for Friday prayers, and sadly, it wasn't the best experience. The place was kind of falling apart, and I'm sure if he was still alive, he probably would have looked after it. As much as he had his downsides, he was also good. The place was literally falling apart. Everything, the taps, you name it, wasn't looked after. The people that turned up, sadly, we were, because we didn't look Libyan or Maltese, and it was quite a difference, a noticeable difference. I didn't expect to be given sort of utmost dirty looks. People responding back, sorry, the door knocked on hubby because Wi-Fi isn't working in the room. He had to go out and sort of speak to someone with regards to it. Yeah. So while back to the topic, yes. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't the best experience ever. And yeah, we did sort of make sure that they were aware. Husband was, because he's a revert, had the more full-blown racial sort of abuse verbally to his face. And yeah, it still wound him up, and he feels a bit dented with it, but it took a lot of effort to not respond, because that's exactly what they, racists end up doing. But it was sad, and we know it's not the common thing, and it's not the practice of Muslims, because otherwise we wouldn't be it ourselves. But yeah, it was just a shame, and I know that there's a lot of Muslims, when we were on our way back on the bus ride, hadn't gone, and I'm presuming it's the exact same reasons why we decided that we're never going back to that place again. But we should have figured from the bus journey, the minute we went into that area, it was really riffraff, low, overcrowded, and it's just not the cleanest area, run down. Sometimes I wish I didn't want to act like the locals, because that area, wouldn't even attempt to go there again, let alone of the mosque or not. But anyway, we're back in the hotel. My fingers are still a bit cold. My flare-up that I had this morning has completely worn out, which is good. I was really tired, really lethargic. Had a couple of times when I needed to go into the bathroom. I don't know what I mean, I didn't really eat yesterday, but it felt like I must have had something that had sugar content in it, because I had a proper dumping syndrome, which the surgeons will probably understand what that means. It's either that you crash out with like those that have diabetes, or crashing out and just sort of comatized, as you saw in a video early, or sadly, literally what the word means, dumping, as in when you go to the bathroom and have the whole system just wanting to dump out all the toxins. And I've had a couple of episodes of those today, so it kind of has helped cleanse whatever toxins were in my body. So not that you guys wanted to really, really hear that, but that's what I'm here for, and that's what I'm trying to raise awareness of. It's not always pretty or sounds good. But anyway, we're back in the hotel for the day. We have no idea what our plans are tomorrow, and it obviously will depend on how we all feel, i.e. me as well, and the hubby on his back. Yeah, that's pretty much it for the day. So I will actually say goodnight, because we're back in the hotel room, we're resting. We are going to then go to eat the regular buffet, which I have to say, head chef kept coming and asking how I was, any dietary requirements. They're all acquainted with us down here now. Whenever we pass by, they make sure if we're happy, if we're not. I wouldn't ask for more. I mean, I really do love this place for purely for that reason, and the staff and people here are just amazing. So yes, we had little hiccups at the beginning, but they've been ironed out and works out for the Wi-Fi. But again, they've escalated that, and it's out of their control. I think whatever glitch happened with the O2 network in the UK, it must have come down here, so it's out of their hands.
There is no O2 here.
I know there's no. I'm talking about the similarity of the servers going down. But yeah, the weather, I don't think the weather is really helping with the thunders that we've had, so it's probably sort of affecting things. So it's not really the hotel's fault. But anyway, so I will sign out and say have a good evening, everybody, and please don't forget to like and subscribe to the post to help raise awareness, because the more you like and the more comments and the more subscriptions helps me get my message through of how people see. So please.
Also helps motivate.
And it also helps motivate me knowing, yeah, thank you, it does, because obviously my husband knows, but for me to be doing this, I kind of sometimes would like to know that people are actually listening to me. Anyway, I'm not good at actor, am I? Anyway, have a lovely evening, everybody. Speak to you guys tomorrow.